With the confetti barely come to rest, we are on to the next. The always anticipated Combine Week in the NFL is here. QB off-field beginning on Tuesday with on-field drills set for Saturday. The Shadur Show. Going to be strictly business this go-around as the QB prospect will not be taking part in testing or on-field, but will meet with teams in Indy. The question remains, will Sanders hear his name first, or will there be a wait? Plenty of other QBs getting to the work in Indy. So we take a look at some of those names, all the intrigue around this class, and who might claim that mantle of QB3. We got a man on the ground in Indianapolis at CBS Sports ball knower Emory Hunt. I mean, you show me someone that has been to more showcase bowl games than this man, and I will show you a liar. Emory, it's always great to be with you here and great to be talking ball. Combine weeks here, intrigue at the QB position always. This class is interesting for some different reasons. Who's one, who's two, how big is the gap to number 3, but just throw that to the side for a second here. Give me a quarterback you're excited to see and put under your microscope this week.
I would have to go with my QB3, and that's Jalen Milroe. And I say QB3 for a reason, because he has the skills and the talents that you kind of want to gamble on. But the reason why, Joe, I feel like this is a big week for him. Listen, I'm a Hall of Fame voter for College Football Hall of Fame, so I'm a member of the National Football Foundation. I've gone to a couple of these Campbell Award ceremonies, which is the academic Heisman. And I remember one year the Carnegie Mellon running back Sam Benger had a 4.5 in some molecular biology something. It was ridiculous. So to have that award and you're playing starting quarterback for Alabama and playing at a high level, that speaks volumes of your ability to grasp an offense, to be a good leader, to realize what's important. And if we talk about Milroe from 2022, Joe, we're probably talking about him. He's not going to make it at quarterback at, by the end of the season. And then 2023, he had a very good year. It was the reason why they won the SEC title game. He outplayed Carson Beck. And then this year, breaking in a new offense, he was a little bit up and down. So expect him to be, you're going to hear it coming out this week, Joe. He interviewed rather well. He did great on the whiteboard because that's the type of kid he is. But on the field part of it, he's going to throw. He's probably going to run 4.40. He's probably going to jump 40 inches. But in terms of the throwing, he has a chance to elevate because we know he can hit the deep ball. It's the other stuff that we want to see him hit, the short stuff, the intermediate stuff. If he can be consistent there, he can really solidify himself as QB3.
And I think that's the word, consistent. If he can present that consistency, we know the high-level stuff he has, just a high-variance player we saw throughout his career at Alabama. But the mind, the between the ears, obviously top-tier stuff. More of an organic chemistry man myself, Emory, so I won't go too deep on the molecular biology right now. Your running back expertise is something we always value here on HQ. And you look at this class, and yeah, there's some top-flight guys once again, but the NFL draft continually shows us that there's so much value deeper down the board. Your Pacheco's, your Kyron Williams, your Bucky Irvings as of late. What's a name that might have to wait, but someone you think does produce at the next level?
How about Montrell Johnson of Florida by way of the University of Louisiana? It's another guy that left our building to go find greener pastures elsewhere. But what we know about Johnson is that he is a touchdown merchant. He is someone that's going to be outstanding at or around the goal line, double-digit touchdowns. But what we want to see from him, which he wasn't asked to do a lot of at the University of Florida, is catch the football. That's why the Combine is outstanding for guys to go through these drills that we can see live. Can he catch? Or was he not asked to catch? And that's what we'll find out here. He was going to go to an All-Star game, I want to say the Senior Bowl and or Shrine game, but was nursing a little bit of a high ankle sprain, wanted to be fully healthy to come out here and compete in Indy, which he is, and he will go out there and compete. We know he can run. Can he catch the football is what we're going to find out here on the turf.
Showing love for a raging Cajun, even one that scorned you, but such is life in collegiate football these days. Emory, CBS draft expert Ryan Wilson, who will be on the ground with you there in Indy, has 10 wideouts in his top 100 on the big board right now. Feels like maybe some consensus forming around the top 3, but there's depth to this class as well. Can he catch is a question posed of running backs sometimes. Unfortunate when that's the question posed of wide receivers, sort of in the job title. Who's someone you're looking at maybe answer that question as a wide receiver this week?
I've been talking about this dude all week, Joe. It's Savion Williams out of TCU. First of all, I would be upset if I was a coach watching TCU film because they had 3 receivers and a tight end, and they didn't win 12 games. It was outstanding to watch that offense individually. But Savion Williams, 6'4", 6'5", 225. He's a vertical guy, so he can go get the ball down the field. He can play above the rim. But what's fascinating about him, Joe, you line him up in the backfield as a tailback, and they hand him the football. And he's running in between the A and B gaps like he's a tailback, and he's ripping off these long runs in chunks, making guys miss in the hole. So he's a phenomenal athlete. Kind of reminds me a lot of Cordero Patterson in his prime. So I think he is someone that can go out here and just completely blow up the combine in terms of how he tests athletically. We're going to see him do a bunch of different drills. We know he can catch the football, but it's the running part. They use him as a short yardage goal line back. They use him as a wildcat quarterback. So his versatility and what he's going to probably do out here on the turf in Indy will majorly elevate his stock come April.
And I do want to see him catch. I want that answer as well in this one. A lot of body stuff on the tape here from Williams, but you can't argue with the measurables. Similar to Tetaroa, who will likely go earlier than him out of Arizona, but maybe uses that 6'5" a little bit more fluidly than the one who's currently seen as the top prospect in this class. We've spent countless Sundays together, you and I, watching this game that we love. You know where my heart is. You know where my eyes are as it pertains to this current class. So put that hand in the dirt and give me a hog molly I should keep tabs on this week.
Charles Grant of William and Mary, and Coach Mike London does a fantastic job down there coaching the Tribe, and he has done a fantastic job in cultivating and developing talent, because they have a couple of DBs that are going to be outstanding as priority free agents. But Grant is an offensive lineman that looks the part, plays the part, and athletically, watching him here in Indy going through the bag drills is going to be something to marvel at. This is someone that could potentially be a second-round pick, a high second-round pick. And what I love about him coming out of William and Mary, first they play in the Colonial Athletic Association, which means they play high-level FCS football. And when they play up in FBS competition, he stands out on tape as well. So you see his athleticism, being able to get out and about on pulls and screen plays and be able to connect accurately on his block. He is someone that I think was the best offensive lineman in the FCS this year, and that's counting Marcus Ware, that's counting Gray Zabel of North Dakota State, Marcus Ware of Montana State. Charles Grant, from start to finish, was one of the top offensive linemen, and not the top offensive lineman in the FCS. And we get to see him out here in Indy go to work.
You know, this game can be exceedingly complex, as can be talent evaluation, but it can also be quite simple at times. Draft the guy, protect the guy, rush the guy. Edge benders are always in demand in this league, and maybe the position where drill work translates to what we'll see in live reps. I'm not sure how much you take away from some of the three-cone stuff or the straight line speed, but who's going to steal some of your attention out of this front seven group this week?
I would say Jackson Woodard, the linebacker of UNLV. And what's interesting about him, he started his career at Arkansas, and then he goes to UNLV and becomes their all-time leading tackler in just 2 seasons. And what I love about his game is the fact he's instinctive and always finds the football. Wherever the ball is, that's where he is. And I'm talking about not just making tackles, but turning the ball over. He has great hands, a great spatial awareness to understand how to read zone concepts and how to get in the way of the football and turn the ball over. And when you have someone that is that instinctual on defense at the second level, that's a plus. And I've always said this, Joe, you know this, where if we're going down the battery of our football team, quarterback, center, D-tackle, Mike Backer, free safety, tailback, if you're good down the battery, you're going to be good as a football team as a whole. Woodard made them very good defensively, and how he does here during the weave drill and the bag drills and catching the football could elevate his stock as well.
Yeah, fluidity and instinct there. And there's been some linebackers that we deemed overdrafted in years past that are making massive impacts felt on some of the best teams in the NFL right now. So don't sleep on the linebacker. Don't sleep on the running back, Emory Hunt. I know you're always going to bat for those guys. Don't tell BMAC, but we've buried the DBs deep in this segment. I apologize. Surely it'll be brought up at the next town hall. So let's show some love here. Is there a defensive back that needs to be maybe put the numbers in support of the tape this week in Indy?
Listen, before the season, Joe, I said Kansas had the best duo of cornerbacks in the Big 12. And that was because of Kobe Bryant, which we have talked about a lot, but also Mello Dotson, his compadre. And Mello Dotson has fantastic ball skills, very good instincts and ball awareness. One of those defensive backs that is not afraid of the ball coming his way. So, you know, he's not surprised that the ball is in the air and not going to panic and not going to get grabby. He's going to find the football, take the football, and in some cases this season, he's going to bring it back the other way. And Kansas has had a history of pumping out I know it's over different coaching staffs or whatnot, but they've had a history of pumping out guys that have great ball skills and great instincts at the position. Melo Dotson is as good as Kobe Bryant. A little bit bigger than Kobe Bryant was. I was shocked that Kobe Bryant came in at 5'11", 175 at the Shrine Bowl, but he plays bigger than that. Melo Dotson plays as big as well, and I just like the fact he has great ball skills and instincts.
You never know where he will turn up next, the ever-mercurial Emory Hunt. We appreciate you stopping by, pal. All right, let's take a look at Emory's schedule. I mean, the scouting combine schedule. He's everywhere, always, all the time. Here's what you got coming. Defensive linemen and linebackers getting going Thursday, 3 Eastern time. This is on-field workouts. Defensive backs and tight ends. We'll have to wait till the weekend to see the QBs and the wideouts get going, but it's time to fix our focus on Indy.